Always follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We're live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino for the next 3 hours. Loaded program today. However, no Sal Palantonio. Wednesdays with Vito Sun not happening today. He has a prior commitment. Jeff Seeley on the program in 60 minutes. His betting approach to the Ryder Cup. Mike Palm studio coming up later on. Jensen Lewis on this unbelievable finish of the Major League Baseball season. And Matt Youmans with some best bets in the NFL and college football. You, Paul, I've known you for a long time. You've been saying forever that you hated the expanded playoffs. You hated it when they moved away from only 4 divisions overall, right? It eliminated the race to win these divisions.
Mm-hmm.
Now what do you think? Now what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, some of these teams aren't good, but the fact that you have unprecedented drama, and this may never happen again. I can't imagine this will
it will
ever
happen. It'll happen a lot.
No way.
Yes, it will. It's happened before.
No, not like
Come
this.
on.
This is crazy. How many divisions were 1.5, and then with the wild cards as well? So Padres a game and a half behind the Dodgers. I know you're sore about that, as the Padres should be in first place.
Well, starting in 9 minutes, by the way. If they win this game, Dodgers lose tonight, they're a half game back.
Right, and they can catch the Cubs for the 4 seed. That's on the table as well, even though they're going to sit. I love what Milwaukee did. They think they might play San Diego, so they move Priester back so the Padres don't see him. He's not pitching tonight. What's going on with Cleveland and Detroit? What's going on with the wild cards? Peekaboo. Toronto's only up a game on the Yankees now.
Sure.
This is crazy what's happening. And the Reds, you can't lose a game like that. Come on, you come out listless. 2 runs against the Pirates, who are 30 games under 500 on the road. I don't like it, but this is incredible, and I can't argue with the drama.
No,
I think it was too much, but still.
Too much.
Yes.
From a guy who
well, you go from 4 playoff teams to what we have now.
You have Paul, you're the most impatient man I've ever met in my entire life. You're never satisfied.
Yes.
You got to be in front of TVs every night to get the action, right? Pump it into your veins. And yet this is too much for you.
Yeah.
You never cease to amaze me.
Okay. Well said. Well said.
So did you let me ask a couple of questions here. Did you take any Yankees to win the division?
Just small. I didn't think it was going to happen.
I did today, plus 240.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Because now Toronto has the tiebreaker.
I know, but
they probably lose today, too. I mean, they're underdogs at home.
Crochet might go out there and pitch an absolute gem.
Mm-hmm. And I think the Yankees sweep Chicago.
Wow.
They're a huge favorite today with Fried going against a no-name, and Fried has been the man.
But if you notice, excuse me, this stuff is never easy.
I know.
They should have lost the game last night. How about the Mariners? What they had to do to come back and win?
Yeah, good point.
To clinch. Now, here's the deal. The Mariners clinched a playoff spot last night. That doesn't mean that they have the American League West wrapped up yet.
No, they got everything. They're going to win the division. But, yeah, they're trying for the bye now. They got to get the 2 seed.
Oh, no doubt. So they're playing by the way, they're the short shot to win the American League. And they're like around 5-1 to win the whole thing, which is just how this has escalated here. But so they had to come back last night, and I love it. This is why, just as, a fan of sports and a fan of baseball, I love it when these cities that don't make it every year, when they're on fire in baseball, like you saw it again last night in Seattle, that place, they are begging for a winner. They want, oh my God.
Jumping.
It was no question.
Well, the last time they won the division was 2001.
Yeah.
It's the 4th longest streak. Brady hadn't played a game yet. Taylor Swift's first album was 5 years away from coming out as well. So they've only made the playoffs, once? This will only be the second time they made the playoffs.
That's right.
Since 2001. And that place was rocking and rolling in the bottom of the 8th when Naylor hit the double.
Okay, so if you shop around, there are some differences out there in prices, like the NL West, right? This morning, FanDuel had the Dodgers minus 1,500 to win.
Okay.
DraftKings was minus $9. On the takeback, FanDuel had Padres plus 880. DraftKings had them 6-1.
Dodgers have the tiebreaker. I still can't recommend a bet on the Padres because they said they're going to sit people this weekend. And that's a gift for Arizona. So even though the Dodgers blew another game, can't trust this bullpen.
No.
Ohtani was dynamite, 4-0 in the 6th. They vomit on themselves. I just think I can't believe the Padres are saying it, but it's rest for the Stars in this final series, is what they said. So I don't recommend a wager on the Padres. And it's Yeah, the Dodgers go to Seattle, too. Seattle might need those games now.
Maybe. But if not, I wonder how they're going to approach it as well.
Yeah,
because,
but
for the bye.
Right, but it works out as a gift for Arizona that they could still do. They were 9-1 yesterday to make the playoffs. They're a game back, and suddenly it's not that daunting if you're going to play San Diego backups.
So right now the Diamondbacks are 6-1 or higher to make it, just to make it.
Yeah.
And so do the Mets come out of this thing alive?
I don't trust them.
They had to crawl back into that bad boy yesterday, and this is why, again, I said this on the show, like it's been a rough, very rough 5-month stretch for me betting baseball, awful year, and like that game yesterday, I think I used the word tantalizing. The Cubs -0.5 run in the first 5 with Horton going against Peterson, and I said just because you have to win a game, I don't buy into that. Doesn't mean I have to bet on them.
Yeah.
Hello Reds, that came into play last night, but the Mets are getting absolutely pounded in the 5th at 6-1 Cubs. What happened? Take a wild guess. They scored 5.
Well, they got that huge break though with Horton. That's enormous. Horton leaves the game, and then you can't even catch the first 5.
But that's again how do you predict what's going to happen with some of these teams? They've lost 5 straight.
Yep.
A ton of teams in the mix for the playoff spot. They're on massive losing streaks right now, and again that goes into the Pirates game tonight. I want to bet like a lot of unders on Paul Skeens again. Second straight start. His outs prop not even offered anywhere from what I've seen. I'd love to bet him like under 17.5, whatever that number might be. K-props are out there, but how long do they actually go with Paul Skeens? They've said that this is probably his last start of the year.
Great discussion. Unprecedented shenanigans in this one. If he goes 3 innings and doesn't give up a run, he'll lock in a sub-2 ERA. So they might just give him the hook there.
I kind of want to fight. I have not done this yet, but you can find, I think, plus money, I believe, under 6.5 Ks on him tonight.
Yeah.
I think that's, now here's the deal. He has phenomenal numbers against the Reds in his career.
Yes, he does.
Now, it's only a handful of starts, but his ERA, I think, is 0.39.
Correct. 4-0, 0.39, 22 scoreless.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Can't touch the guy. But on the flip side, Hunter Green is going for the Reds, and that guy can go out there and strike out 11 tonight and give up like 1 hit.
I would leave it up to Skeens.
So that's what I would do, too.
I would say integrity of the game. Let's come to an agreement. It's your final start. We can play spoiler here. This is our World Series game. Do you want to go 5? Do you want to go 6? Talk to me, Goose. What do you want to do? And let him decide. That's tough. The other one, I just can't get enough of this Guardian thing. I mean, come on. Scooble, that's like Kevin Spacey in the backyard throwing the ball in House of Cards. Like the elbows attached to the hip.
Yeah.
Like, what? Come on. Throwing that to first base. It's incredible. They got a hit with
How's that happen?
A bunt single. The bunt single, the infield, they score 2 runs. They don't get the ball out of the infield. You blow the game like that, and now it's real and it's here. So it'll be great to talk to Jensen, who was a former player, about it's just what happens to the confidence. The woe is me. We can't win a game. We were up 11 games 19 days ago. We're now tied. We just lost twice with our best pitcher. What is happening? They're getting bailed out by the Astros, or they could miss the playoffs entirely. This is nuts.
They're only on top of Houston by 1 game right now for that final American League wildcard spot.
Have the tiebreaker, though.
Yeah, so
and I was looking at this all day. Who's got the tiebreakers and crazy. Detroit has it over Houston and the Yankees. They lose it to Toronto and Cleveland. But to think that Cleveland, as you said yesterday, was 150-1 at the All-Star break. And they're now tied and have the tiebreaker.
And no surprise here today, there's been at least a 30-cent move at some shops on the Guardians today.
Well, it's Flaherty.
No, I know.
It's the biggest game of the season, and you're trotting this guy out there, and they have a horrendous record this year when he goes.
So can I ask you this, as the Tigers are in full Tom Petty mode here with the free fall? Scooble, okay, last night. Not great. I would not call him great. Crochet goes today at Toronto. If he goes out there and just puts together an absolute gem, and it's 6-7+ innings, strikes out 8 to 10 guys, right? And doesn't allow anything, Red Sox get the win. Red Sox make the playoffs. Detroit misses. Crochet's great tonight. He's 15-1 today to win the American League Cy Young. He can't do this?
I don't know. You keep bringing it up. You might be, I don't know. Are you crazy or are you? Do you have something here? I think you might have something.
I really don't think it's that crazy.
Yeah.
Put it this way.
He's going on 4 days rest, which would give me pause. But.
Yeah, no. And here's the deal, right? It's in Toronto tonight. Now, I know they got the win last night, and the Blue Jays could do nothing on offense, but for the most part, the entire year, this is where starting pitchers went to die. And they would not strike. They were on that incredible run where the K-props for starting pitcher went under at a phenomenal rate. But if he's great tonight, to me, this is the odds market is way out of control with this. Skubal is minus 20,000 to win the award when Crochet has 4 more wins, more strikeouts, and the ERA is like not even a half run worse.
Yep.
And if he wins again tonight to make it number 18 on the year and has like a 260 Ks or whatever it is, 270 because on the year. To me, this is way closer to a coin flip than a guy who was basically 99.9% to win the award.
Mm-hmm.
So a sprinkle on Crochet at this point. Now, if he gets roughed up tonight, that'll probably do it. But if he's amazing, I think he's got a pretty decent shot.
Okay. The only thing I can recommend is Mariners run line to rip Gordon and clinch the division at home for the first time since 2001. Yankees to win the division. Other than that, I can't really recommend much.
Yeah, I bet I would get on the Yankees as well.
Because you just don't know what's going to transpire here and what's going to even happen with that final series. Are the Red Sox the best team in baseball? 86 and 71, 8 and 12 in extra innings, 21 and 26 in one-run games, and a plethora of blown saves.
Yeah, true.
Well, they should be running away with this division.
Put it this way. Can they win the entire thing? Of course they can.
Yeah.
Now,
you get Anthony back at some point.
I would say this. Keep in mind, the guy who went for the Rockies last night, did you see his stat line?
Horrendous.
What, 10 strikeouts.
I know I'm saying, but coming in, yeah. I know, you're right. His numbers were terrible.
I know.
And he was Cy Young out there.
Up next, what a weekend in college football. We will discuss the marquee games coming up. A lot to get into. So many great games on the docket. It's Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. We're live in downtown Vegas. Circa Resort Casino is a spot. Thanks for watching YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM Channel 158, or any of our great affiliates that we have from coast to coast. In this hour, coming up in 15 minutes, we'll get into look-ahead lines for Week 5 of the National Football League. Mike Palm in studio coming up at the bottom of the hour, and right now we head out to the Progressive Guest Line as our buddy Jeff Seeley joins the program on X at CutmakerJeff, who joins us throughout the entire year to talk about the PGA events, and now we have the Ryder Cup. Jeff, good afternoon. Thanks for the time today. How excited do you get every 2 years for this event?
Oh, it's so much fun. It's great theater. As long as it's competitive, it's great theater. A few years ago, we had the Slaughter by the Water at Whistling Straits. It wasn't very competitive, but I expect a great competition this week, and I actually think we have a really good angle here that I'm excited to talk about. Well,
then, so certain books obviously are different here on the outrights to lift the trophy, and then obviously get into the three-way, but I'm seeing... in the two-way market today, I saw the Europeans as high as plus 155. So they were getting like nothing but USA money in the two-way market. Just overall, does that number or do those numbers feel like they're completely out of whack to you?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question, Mitch. And the first thing I'll say is as you look at various books across the country, there's tons of profit boosts on this thing. So regardless of what side you bet, take advantage of these profit boosts, and you can automatically put yourself in a plus EV position. So that's the first thing I would say to everybody is take advantage of those profit boosts. But for sure, to your point, if at plus 155, that's saying the Europeans have less than a 40% chance to win, which I certainly don't think is the case, is especially if the news that kind of got leaked out today in regards to not playing any rookies holds true for the United States. I think that would be a massive just technical flaw and strategic error on their part.
How so?
So, guys, when I look at this field, I use something called the Universal Golf Rankings. It's what I think is the most predictive from a golf perspective. A lot of people use Data Golf, and I certainly look at Data Golf, but I think TUGGER is the acronym. I think is the most predictive. And when I look at this, the best 8 players quickly: Scotty, Bryson, Henley, Spawn, Cantlay, Morikawa, Burns, Xander. So if any of JT or Griffin or English or Cam Young playing this early formats, I think it's advantage for the Europeans. And if you look at this, apparently the U.S. has said that they're not going to play rookies the first session. That means that JT and English would play, over a J.J. Spawn and over, a Russell Henley, I think that's a big advantage for the Europeans, especially given if Luke Donald runs out the same pairings as he did last time, who went 7-1. He ran out Hovland Oberg, Rory Fleetwood, Rahm Hatton, and Lowry Straka. Those groups went 7-1 on day one last time. I think if they do that again and the U.S. plays no rookies, that's a huge edge of the Europeans. And I'll be betting Europeans outright day one, and I'll be betting the Europeans in every single matchup.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, how did you use the profit boost so our audience can take advantage of that? Like, what did you do, like, specifically here, maybe for the Euros to, like, lift the trophy or beyond that?
Sure. Yeah, so I like FanDuel is a good example. They have 100% profit boost up to $100 max. So if you don't want to bet a ton of money, you want to have a good price. I used it to boost Europe to plus 248 to lift the trophy. So if you think that the Europeans have better than a 29% chance to lift the trophy, which I certainly do, then that is about as plus EV a bet as you could possibly make.
What's your favorite bet?
My favorite bet, Paul, is honestly the tournament under 10.5 matches to go 18 holes. This is cash like five events in a row. It's you can find it minus 110 at DK. You can find it at other markets. I really don't think it's not common to see a match go all 18 holes, and so I think certainly the under 10.5 is a very good bet this week.
All right. So if you really, really like the European side this much, would you also maybe take, and I get it, you can bet them only to lift the trophy. Would you consider taking a little bit of a tie, like as insurance at all, or is that a dumb question?
No, it's not a dumb question at all. I think you could certainly bet a little bit on the tie, and then as some hedge equity, depending on how much you're going to bet, right? So if you're betting pizza money, as you guys like to say, then no, I wouldn't. But if you're betting real dollars and taking this really seriously, I would certainly look at potentially some of the ties as a hedge. Okay,
so you don't put as much stock into the like home course or home field advantage into this event as some others do, the way it sounds, yeah?
No, I put some, but not as much. It's not like a home. It's not like I don't know, like in a home arena or something along those lines. And guys, I look at this like the Europeans have won 5 of the last 7, so it's not like they haven't won on U.S. soil before. It's not like they can't do this. So and even the guys for the Europeans who aren't the top guys, they've got dogs, right? Like Justin Rose, we've seen it this year. Justin Rose is a freaking dog. Like Shane Lowry's a dog. They've got guys who we know are dogs who can play in this event. I have no idea what Cameron Young's going to do. I have no idea what Ben Griffin's going to do. Are they good players? Sure. But like, who the hell knows? I know what I'm going to expect out of Justin Rose, who has had a phenomenal year. And I think I know what I'm going to get out of Shane Lowry, especially if they plan with, at some point with Rory, which I think would be a really tough pairing for the U.S.
Let me throw a couple of other American names at you to see if you trust them or not. Like in this spot, would you trust Colin Morikawa?
I don't trust Colin Morikawa at all. No.
No. Okay. What about
not this year? Not this year at all.
Okay. What about Patrick Cantlay?
Cantlay usually plays okay in this, and his form's been decent. I mean, it would really depend on the matchup, but I could trust him in the right spot, sure.
And you mentioned JT earlier, but like your level of trust with him as well, just not there?
Yeah, no, certainly not against the guys I think they would put him up against. So, like, I could easily see a JT, say, Fleetwood matchup. I don't think there's any question who's playing better golf between those two guys right now, right? Like, I would take Fleetwood 100% over that. So, probably matchup dependent, but I don't think I can see a matchup against the quality opponent that JT would take that I would take JT, unless for whatever reason he's a massive dog. But if it's even money or I can get a plus price on any European, I would take it against JT.
All right, so let's run this down, because a lot of times, and we're talking to Jeff Seeley, he's on the Progressive Guest Line going over the Ryder Cup. Like when it comes, I'll throw this out. Like when we get to an NBA series in the playoffs, we're like, okay, let's rank the best players on the court, right? And if one team has like the 4 best players, then you're probably going to, like, how do you rank overall? Combine the Americans with the Europeans. Scheffler's going to be number 1. Then rank them from like 2 through 10 in how you have it.
Yeah, so I've got Scheffler 1, Rahm 2, Rory 3, Fleetwood 4. So
hold on. Now, is that too high on Fleetwood, or is that just because he's been playing such great golf this entire year?
No, he's number 1. He has experience in this event, and number 2, he's been playing phenomenal golf, and he finally broke through with the big win, right? So I don't think that's too high at all. So I definitely have Scotty 1, Rahm 2, Rory 3, Fleetwood 4. and then Bryson. But here's the thing: then Bryson, then Russell Henley, who they're probably not going to run out their day one. Then J.J. Spawn, who's been awesome this year, who they're probably not going to run out their day one. Then Bobby Mack, then Oberg, then probably Cantlay Morikawa in that range. So I think the mistake the Americans are going to make is Henley and Spawn are their third and fourth best players, in my opinion, and resting them and not playing them 100% of the time day one early, I think is a flaw. I love Harris English, but running Harris English and JT out instead of Henley and Spawn, I think is an edge to the Europeans.
Now, this is a three-way market. I'm looking at FanDuel right now. To lead after day one, USA plus 108, the Europeans plus 142, a tie is plus 470. Would you think there's a bet there to be made? And have you seen like just a two-way market and not a three-way market with a bet like that?
I do think there's a bet to be made. I certainly like the Euros there. What I like even better, Mitch, if they don't play any of the rookies in Max 1, is I'm looking right now and I see day one foursomes winner, which would be the very first event, European at plus 160. Another one that I like is the top total point scorer. I would believe that Luke Donald is going to put Tyrrell Hatton with Jon Rahm as much as humanly possible, and I think that is going to be a very difficult matchup for any of the Americans. I would not be surprised to see those guys sweep their matches. With that said, I think 22-1 on Tyrrell Hatton as top overall point scorer is a tremendous value because he's going to get an easier draw than Rahm is in the head-to-head matchups, but he's going to have the benefit of playing with Rahm and in foursomes and four ball. Huge edge. I think that is a tremendous bet. That is by far and away my favorite top point player is Tyrrell Hatton.
Very good info. Who is the easiest European to break that you would want Scheffler to match up against?
Well, I mean, they're not going to put him up against Højgaard, but I would say that easily. But I think if I'm Scotty, I mean, look, I think if I'm the American, I put Scheffler up against Rory, right? That's the guy I think he could break. And honestly, Scotty would probably be like minus 160 in that matchup anyway. So I would put him against Rory for sure. Not against Rahm, definitely against Rory. That would be the way I would lean.
Yeah. By the way, in that matchup, in that 1-2 there, if it's Rahm and Hatton, who do you think should be put up from the American side against those two guys?
They're probably going to do like Scotty and Harris English or something like that, which I would majorly favor Rahm and Hatton in that matchup.
Very good. You can follow Jeff on X. He is at Cupmaker Jeff. Again, you said to create a really good plus EV betting opportunity on other side. Shop around, take advantage of this because books are offering like profit boosts pretty much across the board.
Absolutely. They're all over the place.
Very good. Thanks, pal. Good luck. Enjoy the event.
All right, fellas. Take care.
Thank you.
Be good.
Enjoy the Fever game Friday. Can't believe they got a chance. Didn't go well last night, but
good bounce back there. I mean, after getting embarrassed in game one and admitting that they thought they were playing Atlanta.
Yeah.
You said you were watching it live when it happened.
Yes. She was stunned.
Asia Wilson stunned. Yeah.
She's like, what? We play Indiana? Oh, okay.
All right. This is this kind of gets buried because of the college football weekend in the NFL. But man, people.
It does. I know.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate with the timing, especially with the college football schedule Saturday.
Yeah, they could never play it during the week. That would never make sense. Travel purposes, whatever. But fans, that whole thing. We'll get into week number 5. Look ahead numbers in the National Football League next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
It's good to have you on board. Thanks for watching today's program on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM channel 158 or any of our affiliates across the country. Wednesdays with the maestro here, Mike Palm, joins us on the desk here live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Good to see you, Mike. How are you today?
Hello, Mitch. Hello, Paul. Terrific. Thank you for having me.
You must be completely locked in as someone who doesn't miss anything with the games going on at night. Are you fully immersed in the baseball action every single night?
No, I'm just scoreboard watching more than anything. Depending on what's going on. If Monday Night Football's going on, I'm scoreboard watching. Now we won't have WNBA for another 2 nights, so the next 2 nights I'll get into it a little bit more. These are certainly fascinating stories of what's happened here in the last 2 months in baseball.
Everything that's still alive. Padres can win their division.
Cubs at Dodgers could be a wild card.
Yeah.
Apparently, Craig Counsell doesn't want home field for that one. They were 7 games up on the Padres 10 games ago. Now they're a game and a half up.
Yeah, lost 5 straight.
Lost 5 straight.
Yep.
Take Horton out after 2 innings. I mean, they don't care. It's okay. They'll go on there. They'll go to San Diego or LA for the wild card.
It's great, excellent point. I don't get it. I don't get it either. I mean, that was putrid what happened in Cincinnati, and he got shut out a couple times. So this is real, and I can't believe San Diego's saying, "Well, we'll sit some people at the back end of that last series as well, concerned about their health." The Padres have the tiebreaker as well. I don't know. Seems like a big deal to me.
I thought, I bet him 11-1 on the trade deadline day, and I thought that was well gone. I mean, the Dodgers were still minus 900 up 3 games on Sunday, right? With 6 to play, 6 for each of them at that point. So, and the Tiger thing is just unprecedented in 140 years of baseball.
It is.
It's completely. I mean, if they don't make the playoffs, if they blow the division and Houston gets them for the wild card, I mean, can you even bring Hinch back?
I don't know. I know that's where you're going to go.
Yeah.
I could see it coming, and I think that you're spot on with that question. I think it has to be asked.
So I had a choice. I bet the Tigers twice during April to win the division. You're counting the money in July. So I had a choice last Thursday. Remember, it was Bibby against Skubal in the morning game.
Right.
I said, they were still 15-1 Cleveland to win the division last Thursday. They were still 15. Now they're minus $1.50 today. They were 15-1 6 days ago, okay? Do I take 15-1, or do I bet against Skubal in his 2 starts against the Guardians? Yeah. So I took Bibby plus $2, and I took plus 155 last night at home. Now I'm still alive to win the division, but maybe 15-1 would have been the better play. Bibby's won 17 straight decisions against the AL Central.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, how about last night? How about the inning? The inning from hell.
This inning will go down like the top of the 5th in the Yankees-Dodgers Game 5 last year. The ball never left the infield.
Right.
He thinks he's a long snapper.
Yeah.
He throws it, but nobody knows how to field a bunt.
No.
He hadn't balked all year. He'd only thrown 10 wild pitches, and all of it happens in the same half inning that changes the season.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I firmly believe if Garrett Crochet goes out tonight and is awesome, right? Let's say I'll define that by 7 innings, couple hits, maybe 1 run, strikes out close to double digits. Red Sox get the win. They make the playoffs. Tigers don't. How is this guy not going to win? Right there, it's a coin flip. He's 15-1 to win the Cy Young. How is that possible?
There's some of the WAR. The WAR is a big deal, I think, Mitch, in these things. That's why I think Raleigh has a tough time, even though I would vote for him. I think this WAR stat is so important to these voters. That's the only problem. Crochet definitely, and he's piled up all these wins for this Boston team that's come from nowhere to get into the playoffs.
I don't know if you have a case or not. I mean, you're making sense, but the odds are saying you're out of your mind.
Well, I know, but again, I'll go back to what Doug Kazarian said last year. They're fake markets.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Thibodeau was like 27-1, a month left in the season, and he won Coach of the Year. So you might have something there as well. Do you recommend any future or anything tonight on this great card and what's still all these races?
Well, I keep thinking today is the time to buy low on the Dodgers. I mean, you're getting Dodgers at 3 times the price they were in March, right? Snell's healthy.
Yeah.
Ohtani looks like they can use him 6 innings. I know the bullpen's an issue, but all of a sudden, Glasnow's out. You've got the dream scenario, and Yamamoto's been unhittable for 4 starts. Mm-hmm. Don't you have a dream scenario where last year you said they had no starting pitching? Now they've got all the starting pitching.
Right.
They just figure out how to close. I mean, you can't put Tanner Scott out there anymore.
Which guy do you move to the pen then?
Can I put Sasaki and Ohtani in the pen?
You could. I don't think Ohtani's going to the pen. I know they floated that out there. They've stretched him now to get into the 6th innings now. I think that was the whole plan. They did it very slowly.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think he's your day 1, but he's certainly a game 3, right? Who's your rotation if you're the Dodgers? I get this debate. I'm one of the only 2 guys I know that says that I would throw Yamamoto in game 1.
I like it.
Everybody else says Glasnow. Everybody else I talk to says it's an easy decision. Glasnow's the best pitcher on the staff.
Here's the thing, though. You get to the 5th and the 6th, right? And you're in a tie game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter which Dodger pitcher is all of a sudden at 85, 90 pitches, right? You're going to have to go to somebody that's not a starting pitcher. You can't trust anybody right now out of that pen.
Would you use Ohtani then as the second guy in a 6th, 7th, 8th inning role?
Yeah, I would let him go 3, 4 innings,
Yeah. You could go Yamamoto, Snell, Glasnow in any order and have Ohtani to be the second guy in if you did.
Like, is he okay with that?
I don't.
Can they run that by him?
I don't think his ego is really a thing. I think as long as he's getting down on the other games, he's fine.
Are you still you have the Brewers at a big numbers here to win the National League?
I still love the Brewers. Don't you love the Brewers? You know why I love the Brewers? No Wheeler. If Wheeler was still around, I'd have more apprehension. I still like the Brewers a lot. And they're in cruise control. They could have won the game Monday night here, but and somehow they're getting this effort, and Cease can never put a game away, but they can't score a run for him. So
right.
I still feel very good about the Brewers.
But it looks like they can move Mizorowski to the bullpen too there.
But they should.
Probably.
I don't know how you can start him anymore because he can't get out of the fourth inning.
Yep.
He should be a middle guy that can get. He's a guy always who's been one time through the order guy though.
All this talk about the Guardians, rightfully so. How about Arizona? 9-1 yesterday. They were, 9 games back, and then they traded everybody.
And they were down 4-0 last night.
That's right.
In that game.
Yeah. Can't trust the Mets.
They're still higher than 6-1 to make the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
I would trust them more than the Mets.
They're going to catch a break, too, with San Diego sitting people.
Yep.
I can't believe they're doing this.
Watch what's going to happen. The Mets are going to get in miraculously, right? They'll save their last lifeline. They'll get in, and then they'll be playing like in a 6th or 7th game in the NLCS.
Possible.
Right?
It's very possible.
That's what happens like the Diamondbacks a couple years ago. Pretty much exactly what happened, and somehow made the World Series.
It's very possible. These teams that were sellers. Think about it at the trade deadline. The Twins and the Guardians had the same record.
Oh, we went over the...
did you do that?
Well, not that, but the divisional odds yesterday. Yeah. For a long time throughout the entire year, the Twins were around 40-1 to win the division. Guardians were higher than 100-1. Mm-hmm. So think about that. I mean, they were regarded as the much better baseball team and probably in a better position than what Cleveland was.
And then they sold everybody for a song and tanked everything, and then they didn't sell the team. There you go. Lowest attendance since 2000 at Target this year.
They're all over. They're all over the poll ads and what they pulled with the job pulling the rug out with the sale and everything.
Now, did you grab any Guardians like on the overnight last night, this morning? Because that number moved like a good 30 cents.
No, I have it now. Okay. I have it now. Now I have to hope that the Tigers hold on and I cash all 4 tickets. I'm done with it. I had my shot at 15. It's hard for me to bet it now. When I had a shot and stared at 15-1 early Thursday morning last week.
Do you want a shot at betting the Yankees plus 240 to win the division?
I think they probably end up winning the division. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad bet.
Blue Jays do have the tiebreaker. They're up by 1 game right now. Each team plays 5 to go here. But tonight, again, Blue Jays getting Crochet. Mm-hmm. Yankees finish 2 more against the White Sox and then 3 against Baltimore.
I like it a lot. They have the easier path. Then Berrios is complaining going to the bullpen. There's problems there. Mm-hmm. Problems.
How many people are going to use the Bills?
All of them.
10,000 plus.
More than the record?
See, there's finally some carnage. So now you can feel I can be safe, and we're still on a good pace, and it's not going to be this thing where I have to zig and then zag. I mean, New Orleans almost looks like they're tanky. You see the start of that game last week?
Oh, it was bad.
They get stopped on 4th down. Then they stop them, and they have some lineman get an unsportsmanlike penalty, block punt, return punt. I mean, it's almost like a full tank job here. I'd like to see the 0-17s put up on the board now and take a shot at that with this team.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Right?
Don't hate that.
Right.
It ain't Arch they're tanking for, but I mean.
Right, yeah, true.
That changed.
Yeah.
That changed. First bet isn't just about placing a bet. It's about helping bettors of all kinds, handicapping tools that provide data-driven insights to help you make smarter bets. Their in-app tools give you win, place, and show probabilities for each runner. You can quickly and easily identify good value plays and improve your ROI. Official horse racing partner of VSiN. First Bet is built for bettors who demand more. Take advantage of their limited time $250 sign-up offer. Claim your bonus now with code VSiN250. Sign up in the First Bet app or at firstbet.com. Promo code VSiN250.
Would you co-sign Derek, though, with the Bills saying it's going to be the most used team in the history?
Well, yeah, because there's still 13,800, right? That's what's left.
And a little bit,
maybe not by percentage, but by raw number.
So Denver had 7,000 plus in week 1.
Oh, yeah.
Against the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's very possible they'll touch 9,000.
We'll continue with Mike Palm coming up next. You cannot be serious. And he's telling us possibly the worst management at the end of an awful first half that he has ever seen. Find out the details on that coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Rolling along here on a Wednesday as we continue with the Maestro. Wednesdays with Mike Palm, VP, Circa, also the D and the Golden Gate here in downtown Las Vegas. Time now for You Cannot Be Serious.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious.
You know, Mitch, you're right about the ending of a first half, and I don't know how it could get much worse than that. Number one, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I don't know how many of our listeners were watching Colts-Titans on Sunday in the early window. The Colts are up 14-6 and miss a field goal with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. So the Titans take over at their own 41-yard line. Brian Callahan, it becomes obvious from the start, wants to make this the last possession of the half. He runs for 8 yards on first down. He runs for 3 yards and picks up another first down. All right? Then he runs for 6 yards, and at the 2-minute warning, he's facing 2nd and 4 from the Colt 43. Okay? They come out of the 2-minute break. On 2nd and 4, he runs for 2 yards. So now he's facing 3rd and 2. The clock's running. On 3rd and 2, he runs the ball again. Down to the 39-yard line, but gets stopped a yard short. Rightfully so, Shane Steichen takes his first timeout with 42 seconds left. Okay? Now just think of this. Shane Steichen has called a timeout. Callahan has a decision to make. It's a 56-yard field goal, or it's go for it, or it's punt are his options. All right? He's standing on the sidelines. They wait. The whole team's still on the sidelines. He can't decide what to do. What do you think he does? Now he calls a timeout. So Tennessee burns a timeout, which is pretty ridiculous if he's going to go on 4th and 1. Now he cuts himself short of a timeout. You're still at the 40-yard line. Okay? They wait. They run the kicking team onto the field. Delay of game. Now takes a delay of game because he still couldn't make a decision within the 2 timeouts and half of the play clock what he was going to do. Now the 57-yard field goal becomes a 62-yard field goal. The kid just missed from 64 earlier in the game and gave the Colts field position to score. What does he do? Now it's 4th and 6. I would think he was punt now at this point. He's either going to go 4th and 6 or he's going to punt. But if you miss the field goal, now you're giving the Colts the ball on the other side of the field. What happens? Of course, he kicks it. It gets deflected. It's way short. The Colts run 3 plays and kick a field goal. So instead of 14-9, all right, you're down 17-6 at the end of the half. It's unfathomable that through 2 full timeouts and half of the play clock, he couldn't make a decision whether he was going to go for it or kick a field goal. Brian Callahan.
You cannot be serious.
Topic number 2. This is a game of connections here. Who was Brian Callahan's father? Bill Callahan, who destroyed the whole state of Nebraska, not just the football program with that West Coast. He destroyed the state. What does the state have left? Keno? That's all they have left. Well, let's go. Saturday, big game, right? The big game. Boy, Gary Danielson, he must have died, thought he went to hell losing all the SEC games.
Yeah.
There they are, Nestler. They're at Lincoln. He talked about Tom Osborne's final year. Gary Danielson called one of the games there at Lincoln. Well, he's back in Lincoln for Michigan against Nebraska, the big game on Saturday. And what has Matt Rule and Dylan Raiola done? Have they ever won a game here at Nebraska? Have they ever won anything? No, they lost to equipment manager Biff Poggi at Michigan on Sunday. But I want to talk about Dylan Raiola, who's done everything in his possible life for people to compare him to Pat Mahomes. He's done every single thing you could. He cuts his hair like Pat Mahomes. Yep. He wears that idiotic headband like Pat Mahomes. He tries to throw off balance in all these plays. He's styled his game, his hand motions after Pat Mahomes. He's taken the same number, 15, as Pat Mahomes, and gone to the same trainer that trains Pat Mahomes, Dylan Raiola. What does he say? Stop comparing me to Pat Mahomes. Dylan Raiola now coming out and saying, I'm my own man. Stop comparing me to Pat Mahomes. Totally ridiculous. Dylan Raiola.
You cannot be serious.
And we couldn't get away without at least one WNBA. You cannot be serious. There's a strong honorable mention case here for the Liberty firing Sandy Brondello. Could you believe that?
Like, wow. Yeah, they won the title.
She takes them to the finals. She wins the title. They're racked by injury. They make the playoffs, and she gets beaten in a great 3-game series, and they fired her. It's really unfathomable. But let's go to Kathy Engelbert. So
Valkyrie's coach, Natalie McCasey.
There's Kathy Engelbert.
Up yet, a little round of applause.
She's announcing Coach of the Year. She doesn't know the name of the coach that won Coach of the Year. Natalie Nakase, who was the assistant here for Becky Hammon with the Aces, goes to Golden State. That team's over-under win total, Mitch, was 9.5 They went 24-20 and made the playoffs. And by the way, should have beaten the Lynx in Game 2 at home. They had a 17-point lead on the Lynx in Game 2. She's undoubtedly the coach. You could have still got her at 2-1 all summer. I kept talking about it. Natalie Nakase. There's Kathy Engelbert. Our coach of the year is Natalie Nakase. She has no idea. What does that tell you? She doesn't even watch the games. If she'd watched the game, she would hear the announcers pronouncing her name correctly all summer long. Every step of the way with this league, with Caitlin Clark, with everything, the flights, everything she's done has been a mistake. People say, how could she be commissioner? How could she been the CEO of Delight? Kathy Engelbert.
You cannot be serious.
Was she wearing the same dress from last year after the Liberty won the title and it was the New York skyline?
No, but you know what she'll have? If it's the Aces and the Lynx this year, she'll have the New York Hotel on her.
Probably.
Or the Vegas Strip.
Can you imagine? Like if the Lakers won the title and Adam Silver came out in a Laker jersey or something?
It's an abomination.
Well, David Stern said that. He was once asked, "What's the best? What's the finals matchup you want?" He said, "Lakers."
Sure.
It's like you can't say that.
Trust me on this. I'm still bitter at what happened last year in the finals.
You gotta be.
Well, come on. They were up 18. She took 6 steps and then marginal contact, and they called the foul.
Yeah, they had 2 blown calls in the final moments there. And then they come out and they celebrate like it's your team. Okay, so you have a couple of futures here in hockey.
I do.
That you're hot and heavy on?
I do. 3.
Okay.
Okay. I bet. Now, you know the goaltender for the Sabres.
Who is it?
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. All right?
Yeah.
Paul, hear me out here. Yeah. He's got an injury. They just signed Shesterkin. He won 27 games 2 years ago and 25 last year, and now he's injured. And what if Shesterkin is good in the backup role?
Not Shesterkin.
Yeah.
Igor?
Yes, the Sabres shot. Georgiev. I'm sorry, Georgiev.
Yes.
They signed Georgiev. If he's good in a backup role, he's going to get equal time with Luukkonen when he comes back. His win total's 24.5. Let's go under. Okay. Another key injury with the goalies is, you know who's hurt again? Joe Woll.
Yeah, I saw that news yesterday.
Stolarz for Vezina, 25-1. He's going to get a lot of playing. You know, he was 5th in goals against average 2 years ago and 3rd last year. Stolarz. And then see what price you can find on Canada to win the gold. In Italy, Russia's out, so that's a big factor. And then this idiot, Guerin, the GM he can't even sign Kaprizov. What are they going to do here? They can't even sign Kirill Kaprizov. This is the staff. He's the GM and his medical staff that totally botched the 4 nations will once again be handling all the U.S. players. No shot the U.S. can win the gold. See what price you can find on Canada for gold in hockey in the Olympics.
Very good.
Hockey talk.
And I know Jonathan Davis here at VSiN, NHL expert, comes on throughout the entire year to give great betting advice and writes at the website as well. His team previews are up right now at vsin.com. And next Tuesday, he's going to join Jonathan Von Tobel and myself. We'll do the new podcast with him, Pod to the Futures with him, and talk exclusively NHL with him then.
For those of you that listen to my radio program, Bet on Chicago this weekend on Saturday nights on WLS, Jonathan Davis is one of my guests this week.
Okay, very good. NFL handle this year, comparable to last year, higher than last year? Is it off to a good start?
No, it's off to a very good start. It's higher than last year. You know, it's very interesting. College football has not been terrific. A little bit of a downtick in handle, but more importantly, not the people driven into the seats. At Stadium Swim on Saturdays, at the Book on Saturdays, I'm at Bar Canada. Very light crowds on Saturdays so far this year. Not the compelling matchups maybe that you would think.
Do you think that's what it is?
But the bodies to come in and watch on Saturdays has been pretty significantly down so far.
I wonder what it's going to be like this week, because last week was a great schedule. This week takes the cake. It might be the best schedule the entire year.
The place was empty for Utah, the Utah game at 9 a.m.
Really?
Yeah. By the way, Tech's pretty good.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Let's not forget they got more money than anybody in the country for every sport.
Yeah.
That defense is nasty.
It is.
And big and experienced.
Yep.
That was a big takeaway from that game.
Yeah.
I had Utah -3.
I did too. I liked 3. I said they haven't played at Rice Eccles. None of this team. It's been 50 years. They're going to have the shock. The fans are on the field. They're going to get over what they dominated the whole game.
The competition they played terrible.
Should have been up 24-0 at half.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Solid B. The Average Joe contest winners, Gary Warner. 4 contestants win a perfect 7-0. Tiebreakers come down to your best bet of the week, followed by best NFL record. Free to enter. Every week you can get cash prizes, quarterly prizes as well. A trip to Vegas, stay at Circa, meet Mike Palm, a beer on me, guest appearance on a VSiN show. Enter anytime, vsin.com/Joe. Response has been incredible. Get up there now. Enter anytime, vsin.com/Joe.
Can we tell everybody McCarthy's really not hurt either? He just wants to play Wentz. Come on.
I kind of buy into that.
No, he's not. He's not hurt.
Something tells me you may have.
You got a scoop?
Okay.
You got all the tea?
Okay.
You got some
Okay.
tea?
All right. Good to see you again, Mike. Thank you. Have a great week.
You're welcome.
Jensen Lewis on the program next. He covers the Guardians as well as being a morning show host here on VSiN. How do you stop the bleeding if you're the Tigers?